Happy Valentine's Day to all you lovers out there, and a special happy birthday to this gentleman, Valentine Greatrakes, which is born in 1628, back in the day in it's not even a village, a little spot off Fane, Ireland, right off the Blackwater, close to Cappoquin, up from Youghal. He's born there, and he's born into the most crazy century there is. 17th century, all the conflicts there in England and Ireland, oh my gosh, it's just loaded with drama. If you like drama, that was the century to live. He gets involved with the Cromwellian army, trying to get his land back, and experiences some crazy things at that point. But in 1662, he has this, he feels this encounter with God, this experience where he has this inclination, he says, this feeling that he can heal what's called the king's evil, and it's a skin disease that's terrible, and it's quite a bit out there. And only the king is supposed to heal this. But Greatrakes says he feels God has dropped that in his heart that he can do it. The opportunity comes up where one of the kid comes, William, I can't remember his last name, comes. Greatrakes lays his hands on him, and that's in this image here. It's in his book, and this is just a little postcard from the 1850s that we see the same thing happening here. He lays his hands on him, he strokes him, he's healed. That begins his healing ministry, and he's really the first Christian healer out of the Protestant tradition of any standing that really does something, explodes on the scene. And he gets involved also, and earlier he'd been involved with a witch trial. And they're going to try, people today are going to try to use that episode in his life. That was the culture of the day. They believed in that, to try to, in a sense, demonize him. But that wasn't who he was. He was very loved and respected and had a great reputation, caring for people, giving. He never took money for his healing. And the Lord Conway over in London hears about him. His wife, Anne Conway, an amazing, brilliant philosopher, a woman that was just great mind, and she has these headaches she can't get rid of. He invites him over to pray for her in their estate. Now, at that point, the plague had broken out, so a lot of the intellectuals have left London, and those who could afford to leave, and many are there with him at their estate in Raleigh, and his home there. Greatrakes comes. He prays for tons of people. Lady Anne never gets healed, but tons of people, hundreds. He prays for over 1,000 people. Many, many, many are healed. This is shocking to the English and those of that caliber, that level in society. Very interesting. A book is written, Henry Stubb writes a little pamphlet book about him, stirring up, what's going on here, he asks. He pulls Robert Boyle into this. Another man attacks Greatrakes. The church is not happy with this because the theology has shifted. After the Reformation, they kind of put miracles aside. And all of a sudden, these things are happening. It's fascinating. Robert Boyle gets involved, watches him. The Royal Society is watching Greatrakes heal the sick. It's just fascinating. Great story. He's going to appear before the king. He's going to continue on the rest of his life. Some people said, that had stopped after a while when he went back to London. It had stopped. No, he continues. He comes back. A very fascinating man, but we're going to be talking about him a little chapter of his life. There's 3 books written about him. I invite you to get one of them, and I'll put some links below. But we'd love you to follow us as we look at the life of this fascinating person from the 17th century, Valentine Greatrakes. Have an awesome day. God bless.